In this video, we will continue practicing our set theory and probability. So we'll be exploring unions and intersections and complements and such. Venn diagrams, gotta love those Venn diagrams. So in fact, 50 students went to Andretti Indoor Karting and Games. 30 of the students are male, 18 students went karting. So, because there's karting and games. So everyone that goes to Andretti doesn't go karting. Some play games. Anyway, 10 of the students are male and went karting. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a little Venn diagram, my friends. Okay, so here comes my Venn diagram. This will be the universe. Okay, so some people went karting and some people are male. It's always best to start with the overlapping number. So 10 students are male and went karting. So that's the overlapping number right here, all right? They're male and they went karting. Okay, now I'll do the rest. 30 students are male. So if there are 30 students that are male, but we've already recorded 10 of them in the overlapping part, that leaves 20 for this part. Do not put 30 out here. Similarly, how many students went karting? 18 students went karting. Well, we already have 10 recorded in the overlapping part, so that leaves 8 for this part out here. Finally, is this all of the students? So this is 20, 30, 8, so 38. Okay, but we know that there were 50 students. So that leaves 12 students out here on their own. All right, for a total of 50, there's 12 students who neither are, they're neither male nor went karting. All right, now, armed with our Venn diagram, we should be able to easily answer these questions. First of all, M equals is male, K equals went karting. Are these events mutually exclusive? Well, no. Mutually exclusive means that you have to be one or the other, and there's no overlap between the two. So maybe I can type this in this software. Are they mutually exclusive? No. K and M are not mutually exclusive because you can, well, because some, or do they say, yeah, students, some students are male and went karting. Okay, one of the students is selected at random. What's the probability that he is, or she, well, I guess, what's the probability that he or she is male or went karting? Male or karting. Look, when you do or, you highlight all of both circles. So if we're talking male or went karting, we're talking about all of these numbers in both circles, all right? If I were to shade it, it would look like this. This is male or went karting. All right, if I add all of these numbers up, that's 38. But guess what? 38 is not the answer. You know why? Because they didn't ask us how many students are in the set male or carding. They asked us for the probability, the proportion, the percentage of students that are in this group. So we have to do target over total, okay, probability at its most basic level is target over total. In this case, this set, M or K, that's the target, that's the 38. The total is 50, because that's how many students, what did they say about it? That's how many students went to Andretti. So we could reduce this down, 38 over 50. Okay, so it's 19 over 25. So, as a fraction, that would be the answer. Did they say what shape they want the answer in? No. Okay, so we could also record this as a decimal. I'm just going to hit the toggle key. That's 0.76. Which would be the same thing as 76%. Okay, moving on to number 10. How many students were male but did not go karting? Okay, so we're talking about they were male but did not go karting. So if I just said how many were male, it'd be all of these. Okay, that's 30 students that are male. But some of these, 10 of these, went karting. So that's no good. So I want to avoid the karting because it says, but did not go karting. So if I just skillfully avoid that portion, all right, then I'm left with this part over here. All right, this section represents the students that are male but did not go karting. So obviously that's 20. Okay, notice this says how many, not a probability. So I get to simply say 20. Now, number 11, one of the students is selected at random. What is the probability? In other words, target over total, that the student is male given that the student went karting. Okay, I love these given problems because when we look at the whole Venn diagram, this entire rectangle is the universe. The rectangle represents the universe. But as soon as you see the word given, they're about to give you a smaller universe. So, what are we given? We're given that the student went karting. That means that the universe shrinks down to only the students that went karting. And I like to show that by sort of blacking out everything else. Okay, so we're limiting it now to just the students who went karting. So now here I am crossing out everything but the K circle. Okay, so there I've blacked out everything except for the K. So now, with that in mind, we can answer the rest of the question. So what's the probability that the student is male So I'm dealing with just these numbers, the 8 and the 10. So probability is still target over total, but now I have a smaller universe, not the whole rectangle, but just this, the K circle that's left. So the total is no longer 50. Now the total is 18. All right, see it? Total of 18. So when we do this target over total for the probability, I'm going to put 18 in the denominator. Okay, what's the probability of students that the student is male? So male is the target. Okay, so which one of these numbers represents men in the set? It's the 10. All right, the little 10 over here was part of the male circle. So 18 students went karting. All right, we're given that 10 of them are male and 8 of them are not male. Okay, so target over total, there are 10 men, well 10 males out of a total of 18 students. So this is going to reduce down to 5/9. Okay, so that is, as a decimal, 0.5556, and as a percent, that would be 55.56%. So for this next set of problem, we're dealing with percentages. So keep that in mind as we make our Venn diagram. 30% of Roswell students are freshmen. 24% are in band. 6% are freshmen who are in band. Well, guess what? That last thing I said, that's going to be the overlapping part of the Venn diagram, because we're talking about people that are in both groups, freshmen and in band. So, the main thing that you need to do when you're making a Venn diagram is fill in the numbers for the overlapping part first, so you can avoid that giant mistake that students make all the time. So let's see. We're talking about freshmen and being in band. So this will be my circle for freshmen, and this will be my circle for being in band. Okay, so let us start with the overlapping part. 6% of students are freshmen who are in band. So that's the overlapping part, is going to be 6%. All right, do not drop off the percent signs, by the way. If you have a percent, it's very important that you keep the percent sign. Otherwise, it's a completely different number. Anyway, 30% of students are freshmen. Okay, 6% have already been accounted for here in the overlapping section. So when they say 30%, I'm not going to put a big old 30 out here. That would be wrong. This must be 24% for a total of 30%. Similarly, I'm randomly changing colors yet again. As far as being in band, 24% of students are in band. Okay, I'm not going to put a 24 right here. I already have a 6. So this must be, what, 18%. Because 18 plus 6 is 24. So this is a total of 24% if I put these together. That's why we always put the overlapping number first, so we can know how much is left over for the outer part. Okay, now we know that if we're talking about all of the students at Roswell, we're talking about 100%. So how much do we have so far? Okay, so far we've got, well, 24 plus 6, that's 30. Well, okay, we knew it was 30 anyway. But then we have another 18, so that's 30, 48. So I don't know why I took the calculator out. So I have 48% so far. Maybe I'll just temporarily write this down. Okay, if I look at all of these numbers, that is 48%, okay? So how much does that leave for the rest of the students that are neither freshmen nor in band? Well, that must be 50, you know what, let me control Z this real quick. That must be 52%, all right, left over for a total of 100. Okay, so this must be 52% out here. If I add all these up, that would be 100%. So I know this has got to be 52%. Now I've got my solid Venn diagram ready to go. So I should be able to answer all of these questions. Okay, what percentage of Roswell students are freshmen or in band? When you're doing an or problem, if I were shading it in, I would shade all of both circles, right? Freshman or in band would be all of this. It's all of both groups, right? So remember when I just added this up a minute ago and I got 48? All right, the sum of these three numbers is 48. So that's what it's going to be. Oh, what happened to my pen? Oh yeah, I was coloring it. So yeah, 48%. Now, what percentage of Roswell students are neither freshmen nor in band? Okay, so we're looking for the ones that are not in either one. So that's the 52 that I have already done for me. Okay, neither freshman nor in band, that's where the 52 comes in. Okay. At Roswell, a Roswell student is chosen at random. What is the probability that the student is a freshman given that he or she is in band? I love these given problems because as soon as they say given, the universe shrinks. And I love to shrink the universe. For starters, the universe is this entire rectangle, all right? But what are we given? We are given that he or she is in band. So once we are given band, we can really cross out everything that is not band. Okay, maybe I'll try this with a highlighter this time. Okay, now everything that I'm highlighting now, this is my way of crossing it out. I'm blacking it out. All right, I'm just leaving it faintly visible underneath so that you can see what it was. Okay, but we are given that he or she is in band. So I'm going to black out everything except for band. All right, I'm blacking out everything else. All right, that's what it means when you're given something. The universe shrinks down to only that. Okay. Let's see, can I swoop through here, clean this up a tiny bit? All right, that's going to have to be good enough. So you can see that this is the new universe. The 6% and the 18%, that's the new, smaller universe. All right, because that is the part that used to be band. See, can I draw on this? All right, this is the circle for band. Well, I have all kinds of crazy. Anyway, let's move on. Now, it says, what is the probability that the student is a freshman? So that's the probability that we're about to do right now. Now, understand that as soon as I see the word probability, I think target over total. Target over total. But I'm using this new, smaller universe of band people. So in this universe, the total is not 100 anymore. The total is 24. It's the 18 plus 6. So when I do target over total, the total is now 24. The target is freshman. Okay, because that's what I'm trying to find the probability of. So let's look back at the Venn diagram. All right, which one of these numbers represents freshman? Well, that's the 6%. See how the 6% is still in the freshman circle, even though most of the freshman circle was blacked out? So, freshman, 6%. So when I do my target over total, I'm doing 6% over 24%. Okay? So look, the percent part is now going to cancel out. So this is really just going to be 6 over 24 at this point. It's not percent anymore because the percent part cancels out. And 6 over 24 reduces down to 1/4. So that is the answer in fractional form. As a decimal, this would be 0.24. And as a percent, this would be 24%. All right, basically the percent signs cancel each other out. Skirt. All right, let's do one more. A Roswell student is chosen at random. What is the probability that the student is in band given that he or she is a freshman? So this time we are given freshman. So when you're given something, that becomes the brand new, smaller universe. All right, so we're given freshman. So that means we should cross out everything that is not freshman. All right, because we're given that it's definitely, we're talking about a freshman. So I'm just crossing out the rest of the universe. All right, the universe is canceled. Okay, so I shrank the universe down to a universe of freshmen. So now that I've shrunk the universe, I can do the probability. As soon as I see the word probability, once again, I immediately think target over total. we want to know the probability that the student is in band. So that's the target. Okay, so which one of these numbers represents students that are in band? It's the 6. All right, this is a freshman circle, but the reason why there's a divider here is because this 6% is the students that are freshmen, but also in band. Okay, so my target there is 6%. Now the total, if I add both of these together, that is 30%. All right, the percent part is going to just cancel itself out. All right, so you can forget about the percent aspect of this. All right, those are gone. So it's just going to really be 6 over 30, and I'm going to reduce that. 6 over 30 reduces down to 1/5. Okay, so as a decimal, that is 0.2. Moving the decimal point twice, all right, because there's like an invisible 0 right here. This is going to be 20%. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Go ahead and click here in the red apple to watch the next video. Click in the green apple to subscribe, or click the yellow apple for the full playlist.